Hello and welcome to the Funny Farm Showdown. You'll be pleased to know I actually hit
The
one
Funny
this
Farm
week
Showdown.
from. Oh yeah, it's not the funny. You know what? I'm thinking of ideas already. How cool is this?
Welcome to the Funny Farm Pod.
Welcome to the Funny Farm Pod. There you go. There you go. Um,
Well,
it's
it's a
been a
new
crazy.
era. It's a
It
new
is a new
era.
era. It is a new era. Go on, Chris. Do you want to break the news to our listeners, our viewers, listeners, and
Uh,
Spotifyers?
yeah, I think it's a bit of a sad time for us because he's not dead, but Joe's left the pod. So I thought I'd pull the plaster off quite quickly there. I think, as he's mentioned on the pod quite a few times, he's got a lot of things going on in life. He does a couple of jobs. He's got his guitar business. He helps out at his dad's shop and this that, and the other. And it's just a little bit too much for him to commit time to. There's a lot of stuff that goes on out, behind the scenes that we have to do, and he's just not kind of got time to do that. So, he's still one of my best mates. He comes round and teaches my daughter. He came round on Wednesday, gave him a big hug, and he's gonna come back on and do some guest spots. He just won't be a permanent member of the team anymore. So it'll just be me and Charlie, and obviously Slinky, that you'll see regularly on the pod records from now on. We wish him all the best. I mean, he's got a
Yeah.
band, he's got his business. We wish him all the best, and he will definitely be coming back on and guest spotting whenever he wants to. Really, he can come on once a month as far as I'm concerned, and we will try and keep informed on his consumerism shit that he used to
Yeah.
do and stuff like that. But yeah, Charlie, do you want to say anything on it?
Yeah, yeah. It's more for Debbie, actually. You know, Debbie, who emailed into us a few times asking how our
Yeah.
relationship is going. You'll be sad to know that we've actually split up, Debbie. Um, so, if,
She'll be
yeah,
happy because I have a feeling that she just wanted to know if you were single, both of you. I said this before. I think she was after one of you, and I'm gonna be honest, mate. I don't think it were you.
no, I don't think it was me. But yeah, so
I think it was Joe.
Joe's flying solo now, Debbie, if you want to give him a shout. Um,
He can be found on TikTok. He's got a site on TikTok. Is it Clean Life Joe? I think it is that he's
yeah,
doing
yeah, yeah.
so he's still doing his AI lifestyle, and he's still doing his guitar lessons. So if you want if you're local to the East Midlands and you want your kids to have guitar lessons, or in fact you want to have guitar lessons yourself, it is Swain Music Lessons. You can find him on YouTube and on all the public sites and all that kind of stuff as well. So yeah, Joe's a good friend of ours, and yeah, we'll be seeing him again, just not on a full-time basis. He won't be part of the team anymore. He will just be guesting on the pod. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's Joe. So it means that we're gonna tweak things and make things slightly different as we move forward. But today it will just be a normal conversation between me and Charlie and what's gone off and stuff. How's your week been, brother?
Yeah, it's been good. Yeah, I've had a good week actually. It's been a crazy week. You know, in business, it's up and down, isn't it? One minute you're flying, the next minute you're on your arse, and the next minute you're flying again, the next minute you're on your arse. But anyway, apart from that, you probably saw the video I put out yesterday on Facebook about the road rage.
Yeah, yeah, it's
It was just so funny. I was just going down a dual carriageway, and some car. It was like it's like a Golf, wasn't it? Volkswagen Golf just come right up my arse, flashing its lights because I hadn't pulled over it onto the inside lane on the dual carriageway. So I let him past, and as he's flying past, he's giving me the old wanker sign, you know. His hand up.
oh
Yeah. His hand's out the window. He rolls his window down, and he's got like he's giving me the old wanker sign. So I just laugh at these people like they've never made a mistake before in their lives driving. You know, they don't really because they're all perfect drivers. So we were on our way to a rugby match with me lad, you know, and he's only, you know, he's a young lad, and I just said, you know, grab my phone there, get the video on, we'll take a video off and we'll pull, because I knew when we come to the roundabout, he pulled over to the left. I thought, I'll go down the side of him, but he round his window down, then to obviously hail abuse at us.
Yeah.
But my lad's got like the video at him, and we're just laughing at him, and you can see it in the video. And he just looks over to us, and he's just like, "Oh fuck," you know. And
it's done well on Facebook. 8
I know,
views on YouTube.
Facebook. Yeah, and he's bombed on YouTube, hasn't he? But
I mean, it's mad though. You don't know what's gonna do well on there, do you? I mean, the best video we've done so far was the one I took in Chester, that car park, which was mad. It went fucking ridiculous, didn't it? But there's always some idiots on the road, isn't there?
The butcher's queue did well.
Oh, the butcher's queue did well as well, didn't it? Yeah.
Yeah,
there's some twats on the road, mate. I think it was you who got road rage last time as well, wasn't it? Where they said that you're driving 20 miles an hour or something.
Yeah, and he said, "Are you blind or something? I'm wearing glasses, cheeky bastard."
And you were like, "Yeah, I am actually."
Yeah, that's why I'm wearing glasses.
Yeah. One thing that we are pushing, guys, on the pod at the moment is so we want more guests on. So we've literally just done a guest episode with a former wrestler and comedian, good friend of mine, good friend of ours. So that'll be coming out very soon. It might even be out before this episode. So keep your eyes peeled for that one. But yeah, we are looking for more people to come on and talk to us. That can be like pretty much from any kind of if you've struggled with your mental health, or if you've got an interesting job or something that's funny to talk about, just drop us a line, hello@funnyfarmpod.co.uk, or drop us a message on the Funny Farm Facebook. We're trying to get to 500 followers. We're just below 500 followers on Facebook. If you don't follow us, please go on there, invite all your friends. If you go on to the Funny Farm Pod page on your Facebook, there's 3 little dots at the top. If you could just go on there, click that 3 little dots, and then click down to invite friends, select all, and invite all your friends to like the Funny Farm Pod on Facebook. That would be really, really helpful if you could do that.
Yeah, we're really pushing our followers now on Facebook. We want to get it up to 10,000 as soon as possible. So once we've hit the 500, you'll be seeing some more AI-generated images from me going.
That's people not gonna like it now, mate. No, it's good. Yeah, so it's gonna be kind of a different look, feel to the pod now that Joe's not with us. But it's still gonna be good. We're gonna have more guests, and Joe will be back on to do some stuff as well. So it's been this is Monday we're recording. It's been a bit of a tough weekend because we've obviously that all happened last week, and we're good mates, and it was sad to see Joe go. So I've had a bit of an up and down weekend, mate. Like my missus was in a bit of a depression yesterday, and I always find I think we've talked about it on the pod before. She has, because we're all self-employed, so I don't know what the dog's doing. We're all self-employed, so kind of every day melds into one for me. It's like I find it tough to decipher what's a weekend and what's not a weekend. I don't know if that's good for your mental health, but Jane, obviously, always on a Sunday, she's going to work the following day, and she enjoys her job. It's not like she doesn't enjoy a job. It's just she's got to go to work. Yeah, so she struggles on a Sunday, and it always affects my mood, and we always end up staying up later, so we get less sleep and stuff as well. And obviously, Liverpool beat Forest yesterday, didn't they?
Yeah, we hammered you. We did. Yes, we did.
It's quite. I mean, look. At the end of the day, Charlie. At the end of the day, that's all well and good, but people watch the match. They know that's bollocks. They know that.
I've got a valid point there. Yeah.
I'd argue that neither of the goals were goals. I'd argue that Van Dijk was.
I'd argue that both of them were goals.
Would you?
Mm.
So you don't think it was handball either? I was at the match, but I missed both goals.
No, there's no intent there at all. You know what I mean? But anyway, it is what it is, isn't it? I mean, I think with the offside not given, that's VAR just been. But then again, if you wouldn't have had VAR, it would have been given anyway. So you know,
Yeah.
but
It was a mad old game. I mean,
yeah.
it was a mad old game, but it completely Forest's fault. We should have beaten you, and it's a fact. We should have gone in 2-3-0 up at half time. And we just again, the last game, Wolves, we had 35 chances and didn't put one away. It's like you can't have that many chances and not bury them, can you? So it's just an odd one, but. Yeah, it was funny actually. The Forest, I've noticed one thing that was like really prevalent yesterday at the Forest is like all the other teams that they're promoting now. So they were going on about the academy teams,
Yeah.
and they were going on about the women's team and this, that, and the other. I was quite interested to know, like, what do you reckon about? What do you reckon?
You asked me this question, we're going to lose all of our female listeners.
No, I think female football's really good. It's grand. I mean, you got like the Lionesses won the Euros, didn't they? And this, that, and the other. But my question would be, if you took that Lioness team,
yeah,
where would they be in male football league terms? Where would they be in the football league? Would they be non-league? Where do you think they'd be?
They'd probably be a league team, but it'd be a lower league team, wouldn't they? I mean, I don't know.
I think women's football's great. It's and it obviously brings in revenue and stuff.
No,
into the teams.
This is my viewpoint on it, right? Women's football. Yesterday, I was saying to my missus, watch the match. So watch the match. And then she was flicking through the telly, and Liverpool women's were playing Everton women's yesterday, so it was a derby. She said, "Oh, if it was a derby, you would have watched it." I said, "That's the women's stuff," and that's
yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like I'll go through the telly and there'll be a match on. I'm just like for instance I'm sure it's not the derby this weekend. I'm sure it's Forest. So you get a little bit excited. And oh yes, the women's, and it's.
Just bear with me. I've got to let the dog out. Keep talking, though. I'll still be able to hear you.
Yeah, so that's my take on women's football. I don't know. I think I come from that generation where it wasn't, it wasn't very prevalent. It's only the last few years, hasn't it? It's just like the last 5 years that it's always been there, I suppose, but it's just been. Marketed a lot more, hasn't it? I think over the last 5 years. Am I wrong? I might be totally wrong, or have I just not paid attention to it?
Women's football, I think, is great because they've got. I mean, like there's little teams popping up all over the place now, like Stapleford Town, close to where I live. They've got a women's team and this, that, and the other now, and I think it's great that. I mean, you could say that at least England are winning things now that England Lionesses are in there and whatnot. But I mean, I'm gonna like back you. Like I'll probably back myself into a wall here, but it's not for me. I wouldn't personally flick on the TV. I've done that before, where like Lottie will say, "Oh, Forest playing," or my wife will say, "Forest playing," like Man U or something like that, or whoever it may well be. And then, are they? And you like look for it, and it's the women's football, and I'll just go, yeah, I'll probably just not watch that. And it's just something that I don't know. I don't know. I suppose, like my mum hates football.
Yeah.
My mum hates football. She wouldn't watch male football, so it's just like I guess. It's a matter of taste. And my actual opinion, and the reason I brought this up is because I overheard a conversation at the football yesterday. So this is secondhand. It's not me saying, it's not Charlie saying it or whatever. But I actually overheard a conversation at the Forest yesterday talking about women's football when they were advertising the Forest women's team games and such. And basically this guy just turned around and said, I'm not even sure that they would compete at Sunday League. But you've got to say physically.
I think Sunday leagues are much. I used to do Sunday league. It's a much more physical game. It's really, it's really hard.
Break leg stuff, isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah. But what I was going to say is, when was the last time England won the World Cup?
1966, wasn't it?
The women teams won it, didn't they?
I don't. Have they won it? They won the European Cup, didn't they?
The Euros? I don't know. It was the Euros, right? Then when did England last time win the Euros? You know, would you put them? Would they be like the last sort of like English team to win a major tournament? You know what I'm saying? You know, whatever year that was, I wouldn't put them in that bracket. You see, am I wrong doing that? You know, with keeping them separate to the men's. I don't know. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, because women's football's become like you can go to the stadiums and watch them. I mean, 400, 500 people turn up to watch it. You know, maybe 1,000 or whatever. You know, there's 30,000 at Forest yesterday, and we're only a small club, really. You know, it's not like the same size as Man City and Liverpool and stuff. But there was just under 31,000 at the City Ground yesterday. So people are like, not as many people are going out to watch it, and I think people will take offence, and this is not in any way, shape, or form like meant to be a misogynist bit on the FunnyFarm pod.
No.
It's just a male opinion on something that is just from we're football fans, and I don't watch women's football. They're not. I just don't think they're as skillful. They've just not got the level. It's physicality, I think, and it's how we are different.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just that. But there's not the amount of people that go and watch it. But there's still like a push for them to be for female footballers to be paid on a professional basis, and some of them are. But there's just never going to be enough money. Or there's not enough money at the moment in women's football to pay them anything more than. Well, they're never going to be $100,000 a week or 200.
I don't know.
A week,
I mean, it's getting promoted more and more and more now, isn't it? I mean, I think don't get us wrong. Football's been out for decades, hasn't it? It's nothing new. I'm just saying that, or you know, me personally, I think it's just been marketed to me more over the last 5 years. So. In that sense, for me, I think it's still a little bit in its infancy, and it's not at all. It's not. It's been going on for decades. You know, they've been playing it for decades. But
I think the other thing to mention here, just as a slightly left field bit as well, it's like, why don't women play darts and snooker and stuff like that to the same level that men do? Because I think there are female darts players on the circuit, and there's definitely. I mean, was it Alison something? She was the #1 woman snooker player for years.
Wasn't there a female darts player playing in a male tournament? Was there, or just like the World Cup?
I'm sure one beat Littler or almost beat Littler.
Yeah. Couple of, like last year or something. Yeah. So
yeah,
it is. I mean,
they're not. There's no physicality there, so it's not like, you know, when they have to push each other off the hockey or anything like that. So I don't know. We might get lambasted for this conversation.
You know, but I mean, I suppose that brings in then the transgender like that transgender boxer. It was just destroying everyone, every other female, you know, competitor, and that's ridiculous as far as I'm concerned. You know?
So that is an interesting one, because I've read bits on this, and one perspective, it was very much, this is a transgender fighter beating women up. So basically it was a guy who transitioned into a woman, and then was beating women up. But the other side of the story that I read was that this person was born female, and that she just got higher testosterone than the average female, which made her more physically male than the other competitors, but she was still, I don't know, I'm not 100% sure on that, but that is a story I heard.
What genitalia was she born with?
I think she's born with female genitalia.
Right, okay, well that's different.
I might be missing.
I never heard that at all, to be honest with you.
It might, because there's been a few of these, haven't there? There's been a few different like
don't
there
get
was
me
a
wrong.
swimming and
Yeah, I'm not saying the genitalia dictates your sex, but when you, I don't know. I'm just going to get myself fucked over for this, aren't I?
no. Look, at the end of the day, I support. I'm very live and let live. You
Yeah.
know, I'm not like at the end of the day. My view on stuff is if it don't fucking affect me, I don't give a fuck,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
If
Yeah.
you want to go out there and say and get your bollocks chopped off and become a woman, then crack on. I don't honestly. That's up to you, isn't it?
Yeah,
And
of
you
course.
know, I've got some. There's you know, I've got some friends in the comedy circuit who are transgender. Chloe Reynolds, fantastic comedian, just won Leicester Comedian of the Year at the festival. Great act, and this, that, and the other. And she's happy now in
Yeah,
what she,
yeah,
she you know, she's I wouldn't consider her anything other than female
yeah,
in my head. And you know, if you, whatever you want to do in life, go and do it. I think this is there's always going to be little contentious pieces
yeah, of
that
course. Yeah,
like
yeah,
that are going to come in, and you know, in my opinion, should a male transition to a female and then go and fight in a boxing match against other naturally born females? No.
yeah,
And if you and if people don't like that opinion, then fuck you. That's my opinion. It shouldn't happen because the physicality is going to be different. And I think as well, we've just been talking about like the conversation I overheard, and it was like they wouldn't be good enough to play female footballers wouldn't be good enough to play in Sunday League. I think that's bollocks. I think you probably. I don't think they'd be in the main football leagues. I don't think technically, skill wise and physicality wise, they would ever be able to compete in those leagues. And we used to play football at school with the girls. They used to come and
yeah,
join in and whatever. But that physicality piece has got to be some kind of issue there. There's got to be something there.
yeah. You took your daughter to rugby, didn't you? You know, we
Yeah.
have we coach we coach girls. You know, um, in the rugby club with a coach. You know, and they're great. You know, and I wish there was more. It would come along because it's a great sport. You know,
And yeah, I think that girls should be going out there and playing football, and they should be doing. It was only because I overheard this conversation that we've even spoke
yeah.
about it today, and I don't agree with what the person said. You know, I've seen some of the women footballers, and they're good. They're better than I
Yeah.
ever was.
Oh
You
God, yeah,
know,
yeah,
a lot better than I ever was. But they're not better than Messi or Ronaldo or Mbappe. You know, they're not ever going to be, and that's my opinion. But the fact is, if those girls are going out there from a young age and enjoying playing football, and they gain a following that fills stadiums like the men do, if they can get to that level where, you know, then they should be paid the same as what the guys get paid and everything, shouldn't they?
yeah,
Um, and
yeah,
Anyway,
yeah,
that's put a bit of tension in the room. I thought I'd lighten the mood a little bit based on the fact that Joe had left, so we'd talk about women in football. And you know, go for it, girls. I think it's great.
yeah, definitely,
Yeah, absolutely.
definitely.
Anyway, just
Go on.
quick question for you then. So I heard the other day. So this is something else that I heard on the news. I think it might have been my wife because I don't really watch the news, as you know.
Are
And
you sure
she'd
this
said,
happened when you're in the match yesterday?
might have been,
That's how fucking
that.
interesting the match was.
Well, you know, like it was interesting. The first half was interesting. The second half was dog shite, mate, because our intensity just went, and I don't know. We let Liverpool back in, and then Liverpool did the spawny what they always do, score in the last minute that shouldn't have even been
I,
played.
I messaged you
5 minutes left.
yesterday saying I could feel a Liverpool goal coming.
Yeah, well, at half time, I turned round to the lad at the side of me. I said, "This has got spawny Liverpool last minute, last minute of extra time goal. It's got it written all over it, and it's happened to us with. It's not just Liverpool. It's happened to us loads of times. So yeah. Anyway, I was just back to the point. So we've mentioned quite a bit about the Epstein files and stuff like that on the pod before. There's two bits that like kind of made me, I don't know, I shouldn't say chuckle because it's a horrible thing, but like one that I heard the other day was that there'd been rumours that they were eating babies. Is that something that's been on the news a bit, or?
There's been nothing on the news about any cannibalism, um, but that could be conspiracy theorists. I don't know. I don't know. You know what you'd say? Surely not. But you don't know what these fuckers are up to. You know, just some of the conversations that are being put into these Epstein files. You know, some of the emails. Can we? I think there was one saying, you know, are these girls? Can we shoot them afterwards? You know, so.
Yeah, so I heard that there was, I think I mentioned this on pod. I heard something about like the Maxwell boat and that they'd had girls or kids on there and then done the wicked way and then chucked them in the sea after. I think I'm going to be honest, I'm going to say it now. I think these are just things that Jane has like told me. I don't think I've heard them anywhere else. So it's come from Jane, but Jane's normally quite on it. She likes a good conspiracy theory. So she thinks Epstein's still alive.
Right.
She thinks he was an Israeli spy. That's what she thinks.
For Hamas. Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah.
Well, and she thinks that Ghislaine Maxwell is not in prison. She thinks that the pictures that have been shown of her in prison don't look like her, and she's not in prison.
That's funny you should say that, because over the weekend there was actually it's gone a bit viral. There's a video of this woman she's in Canada, and this bloke goes over to him and says, Ghislaine. And they're saying, you know, the similarity between Ghislaine Maxwell and this woman in Canada, I think it was Canada, is like remarkable. And it is, you know, but, you know, not for me, it's not like totally, but, you know, it's funny you should say that because, that went a bit viral over the weekend.
Do you think the picture of the prison picture, do you think that looks like Ghislaine Maxwell? So I don't think it does. I think it does look slightly different. It
was funny because I was reading through some of the comments on that, and somebody had put, I can assure you that Ghislaine Maxwell is actually in prison. My sister's in the same prison, basically. And apparently she has all these women in the prison, and she hardly ever gets a shower. So she is in the prison system. But you don't know if that's just somebody putting that on there, do you? You know, it's... No. You know, some of these things we'll never ever know the truth, will we? We'll never know the truth. No. I think until, I mean, as far as cannibalism and killing and shooting victims, you know, how many kids are missing in America? You know, on a yearly basis, there's thousands, tens of thousands. But until they actually release the whole Epstein files, which they have done, but this fucking Pam Bondi's redacted loads of things, hasn't she? Until all this comes out, you know, we're never ever going to find out the truth. If it ever comes out, you know. But it's sad. It's sad. It's sad, you know.
I've only just like started thinking about it. It's mad because I don't watch the news because I'm a depression. I don't watch stuff because I find the news depressing. I find it's all doom and gloom.
Yeah.
I reacted to it like when I'd react to it. I'd see things on Facebook. I'd react to it. I'd become one of these trolls on Facebook. I became like a total, I mean, people might think I'm a dickhead now, but I was a total dickhead, and it was through the news and politics. I was an active politician. I was a Labour candidate for local council. I was an active member of the Labour Party. And I became toxic because of the news and because of politics and because of stuff that was going on. So I've properly removed myself from that, but I don't know if it's the right thing to do because we do this pod and you'll say something and I'm like, I don't know what that's all about. Oh.
Well, I've only started to go back to the news because you said you've got to fucking bring up news features every week.
just because I want to know what's going on. I'm like, I don't want to watch it myself. I'm too lazy for that. What I need is my Charlie to keep me informed on what's going on in the news. And then I said to him this morning, what's going on in the news today? And he just went, fucking hell, mate, fucking Scousers kicked the shit out of Forest yesterday, didn't they? And that was it. That's the big news. That's the big news. But yeah. But he's sad all this shit that's going on, and like I really fucking hope that, and it's not going to happen, is it? But Andrew, whatever he wants to call himself nowadays, Mountbatten Windsor, whatever, he's not Prince anymore, the artist formerly known as Prince, or whatever. But he's like, I hope he has his porridge and they put glass in it in prison. But it's not good. That ain't going to happen, is it? Realistically, that's never going to happen because of who he is.
No.
If he goes to prison, and if he goes to prison, he's obviously, like we've said, I mean, it's not 100%, but to me, watching the interviews with him that happened years ago, he's guilty.
It's nothing. What they're investigating him for is nothing to do with fucking the sex trafficking. It's nothing to do with it.
Is it misconduct?
Yeah,
in public office.
That's what he's being done for when he was trade envoy. That's what he's being investigated for.
So I don't even know what he's been got. I don't even know what he's been arrested for.
As far as I'm aware, but there are apparently there's 8 different police forces investigating him at the moment. So yeah, I mean at the moment the royal family, the government's are looking at getting him removed, so he's not in line to the throne. I mean, I think he's 8th in line to the throne at the moment, but they're going to strip him of that as well.
He's never going to end up on the throne, is he? Let's be honest.
Oh no.
It'll be William next, and then his kids, won't it?
Yeah. Then he'll be able to equate. Well, yeah, ish.
Are you a royalist? Are you a royalist?
You know what?
I'm not. I've been open
I
about it.
I grew up. My mum loved their history. She loved the royal family. I knew all about the Russian royal family. I just grew up with it. So yeah, I don't know. Support is probably a bit of a strong word, but I like the royal family, and yeah, basically that's it. I mean, I'm not going to go down the route of they do a lot for this country. I don't want to get into that argument. But yeah, I was just brought up with it. My mum loved them. I knew all about Queen Victoria, all of it. It was a bit crazy.
I like the history. I like my missus. Like, if she was going on a quiz show, I think royal history could be one of her like Tinkerbell talents. Do you know what I mean? She watches it all and Victoria stuff, and then she knows she look back all the way back. And I think the history's quite cool, how it's evolved and this, that, and the other. And the biggest argument people have, like, I mean, the biggest argument, I suppose, to have a monarchy is like, what's the head of state? What is the alternative, which is like the American republic kind of thing, isn't it? And so it's almost Star Wars, isn't it? So you've got the people fighting, the rebels, or the rabble like me who don't agree with there being like an imperial thing.
Yeah.
But America's broken, isn't it? So that the way that they run their country's broken. So
we'll come back onto Trump later.
Yeah. Well, 100%, I knew we would be having a bit of a fart section. But yeah, but the one thing that they always say is like, well, what about all the revenue that the royal family bring into the country and all that kind of stuff? Well, let's be honest, mate. No one's lived at Conway Castle for how many years? And people still go and pay to go and look at Conway Castle. So if no one lived at Buckingham Palace, people would still pay and go and look round it. People would still go.
If there was a monarch living in Conway Castle, it would get fucking 1 million times more visitors than what it does.
You reckon?
Yeah. You said I've travelled quite a bit. I mean, I spent quite a bit of time in China. They love the royal family. they're really tacky. They'll go out and build palaces and make them look like they love
like Buckingham.
everything. The Americans do. They love. Even Donald Trump loves the royal family. You know, they do bring in lots of revenue into this country. They do. The Queen was a loyal servant to this country. It's just that when you
I reckon she had Diana killed, mate.
I don't fuck off with your conspiracy theories. But
the thing is, even if she didn't, right? Even if she didn't, or if Philip didn't, or Charles didn't have Diana killed, right? These conspiracy theories are more interesting than the truth, then, aren't they? Because the truth is, she crashed and died. But to come up with these, it's all about drama, isn't it? It's about making, these things might have happened. Like the Queen might have gone, get out there, get her, fucking kill her, or whatever. Or Prince Philip might have stopped fucking young boys for a moment and gone and done it himself. I don't know, right? But it just makes it more, I don't know, a bit more interesting, doesn't it? And I know there'll be loads of people. I mean, like people who are in the forces, and I know I've annoyed a few people about, it's okay for me to not think that a monarchy is necessary, and I don't even know if that's true or not. I'm not 100% on that. I'm just a little bit like, well, what are they for? And I will say that the Queen, fair play to her, sitting on the throne for that length of time, she was a kid when she had to. When she became Queen, fair play to her, and everything like that.
You need to look at the bigger picture of the Commonwealth and the ties we have with like Canada, Australia, and that, and it's that's just a different pod altogether, isn't it? When we get King Charles.
That would be a quality guest, mate. I don't think he'd put up with me, would he? Playing with my dog while I'm on pod and
angry, mate.
Pooing on me hand and it'd turn Andrew on, wouldn't it? He'd be masturbating in his cell, he would. I don't know. But, God bless the king.
God bless
the king.
Anyway.
You take it on to something happier now.
Trump.
Oh, okay, there we go. I liked your post on Trump the other day with the alien shit. Is that what you're
his distraction. Yeah. I think he spoke about that on the pod last week when he's come out, hasn't he? He said he's going to release all these files or he's instructed people to release files on UFO sightings and that, but we all think it's...
Let's start tours of Area 51. Come on, let's do it, because then they won't think about me fucking kids, will they?
I'm saving paper now, so what I've decided to do is put things in my notes to save paper, because I've just got a big pile of paper since I've been doing this. So I'm saving paper. But anyway, this was a Trump. He's got his Truth social network. Because he got banned off Twitter, didn't he? And he set up Truth. But he's back on. He's back on.
I never knew that. What did he get banned on Twitter for?
Yeah, was it the last election or towards the end of his last term? He got banned because they reckon he was trying to incite violence and all that, wasn't he? That's his
job, isn't it? That's his job. He's president of the United States. If it wasn't for the USA and the president of the United States, there wouldn't be any fucking violence in the world.
Right, okay. Anyway, so this...
I'm only joking, I'm joking.
This is one of his tweets from the 22nd of February. This is from. So what are we on to now? It's only yesterday. Anyway, so this is from Donald J. Trump. And he's gone, working with the fantastic governor of Louisiana, Jeff Landry. We are going to send a great hospital boat to Greenland to take care of the many people who are sick and not being taken care of there. It's on the way. President DJT.
So is this like his mini start of his invasion?
They haven't even asked for a fucking hospital boat. They've not requested one. He's just... How fucked up is he? He's the president of the United States. He's the one who's got his finger on the nuclear capabilities of the United States.
How old is he?
79.
What the fuck? are America doing having presidents that age?
Biden's older, wasn't he? Biden's about
Biden,
84.
that's yeah, he was dead. Like, and I think like anyone who saw him on TV thought, he should be having digestive biscuits and a cup of tea, playing Kaplunk with a load of other people who are his age. He shouldn't be running anything now, and Trump's the same. I mean, I don't know what ails people, what like makes people carry on like the way that they do. I mean, we'd be more successful businessmen if we were like Trump because he's got that
You know
fucking
what? Yeah, I mean, is it because like they've had that power, they've had that money, the billionaires, they've had that power, they've had everything. Is this just like trying to leave a legacy? Because the only legacy that Trump is going to leave is that he was a fucking mad, psychotic cunt. That's it.
wasn't there. I might be wrong here again, but wasn't there like a big hoo-ah about him fixing the election and stuff?
Yeah, he always
Was
goes
that
on.
was that a
He,
thing?
he always goes on about the elections were rigged and,
Oh, they rigged it against him when he
oh
was
yeah,
out.
yeah. But I mean, there's been research into all that, and they just said it's bollocks. He's talking bollocks. He's just the thing is because he's got a platform, he can say whatever he wants to say, and people believe him.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's fucking unreal. I mean, last week as well, what he's done is, all these tariffs that he imposed to all these countries when he first got into office. Well, the Department of Justice in America have ruled them unfair, and they've had to stop all the tariffs. And basically, they've taken in billions of dollars. They've got to be repaid, or they'll be looking at repaying them. They don't reckon they'll be able to repay everything because it's just a fucking mess. But I didn't know this. Some of the bigger companies out in America, I mean, the one that I knew is Costco.
Okay.
They actually opened up legal cases against the American government last year because these fucking tariffs that he'd imposed were crippling them.
Right.
So what he's done, he's like a petulant little kid. This happens in the courthouses. So he never got any congressional backup to put out these tariffs. So what he's done, because he's a little kid, he's found some loophole in it, and he can charge a tariff up to, I think it's like 15% for the next 150 days. He can do it. So he's just said, right, I'm going to hit you with these tariffs. First of all, he said it's 10%, and now he's just like a carpet blanket, a 15% tariff across everything coming into the United States from outside the United States. He's just like a fucking kid. It's awful.
Yeah.
But
He's got a fair length of time still in power as well, hasn't he? And then they were on about him invoking the right to do another term, and you just think it's crazy.
Well, didn't you see over the weekend as well? They shot somebody dead in his. He has this is it Mar-a-Lago resort, isn't it, in Florida? And they shot somebody dead. He was basically going over there to fucking kill him. They found him with a gun. He got into the security cordon there, and they killed this guy over the weekend. So I don't know. Something.
I know I said it on a pod earlier, like that. They should, if they'd have aimed a couple of inches to the side, then it'd be better. I don't believe that. I don't wish death on anybody, not even Donald Trump, mate. But I don't think people should be going out to kill him. Somehow the people have got to come together and
definitely.
and sort this problem out. I was going to ask, I saw something on Facebook earlier on today. Have you heard about this Restore Britain party that's coming around in the UK?
Yeah. So they reckon that they're going to take away the vote from the Reform, don't they? They reckon they should join forces and basically.
So
who's that guy? Rupert somebody? Is it Rupert?
Rupert somebody, but I think Ant Middleton's quite involved in it. The guy who was on the SAS thing. I like Ant Middleton. I've been to see him a few times doing it. I've got his book, and I like his motivational stuff. But here's the point, and this is what they were saying on Facebook, is that this Restore Britain thing coming on. It's been quite prevalent. It's had quite a lot of traction on the social medias and stuff, which is where everything's run. You can just imagine that this Restore Britain is just gonna. So all it's gonna do, and I think this is a bad thing. And hear me out, right? Because I don't want Restore Britain or Reform in power, right? Not at all. But what it's going to do is the vote that Reform had, it's just going to split that vote, because you're still going to have people voting for Reform, and then you're going to have these new people voting for Restore, right? And what we're going to end up with is fucking Green.
Yeah.
We're going to end up with a Green Party government. What the fuck will that look like? Trees everywhere.
People don't think, do they?
No.
I mean,
and
this back to Ant Middleton. He wants to be mayor, doesn't he, of London?
Oh, is that what he wants?
Yeah. So he's going...
Under what banner is he going? Under the Restore?
The Restore one, yeah. Also, Restore has had backing off Elon Musk.
So it's got some cash behind it.
Yeah, so...
Well, he fell out with Farage, didn't he? Them two fell out, didn't they? Because of something or other, I don't know. See, I do hear stuff peripherally, but I never get the pieces. You're really good at, you know, bits, and you can like go, oh, this has happened and that's happened. That's probably not happening because of this. And I'm just like, well, I heard that this fucking bloke shagged a goat, and then the fucking Geordies were born. But yeah, I mean, I like Ant Middleton, and there was like the bloke that I really wanted to stand for Labour leadership back when Miliband brothers went for it, and Burnham, and I do like Andy Burnham.
Yeah.
I voted because I was part of the Labour Party at that time, and I voted for Ed Miliband at the time, and probably should have gone David Miliband, but then he didn't get in either, did he? So, but the bloke I really respected, who I would have liked to have seen gone for the leadership, is a guy called Dan Jarvis. I don't know if you've heard of him. I can't even remember whereabouts he is in the world, but he's an ex-forces guy. But he just seemed to be quite head screwed on, you know, he's got his Labour values there, but he'd also got a bit of a head around foreign policy and all that kind of stuff as well. And he was more Blairite type. But then I will hold my hands up and go like, yeah, fair enough. You know, weapons of mass destruction fucked him over. I thought he was a decent prime minister other than that.
Yeah.
Personally. But yeah, I mean, this thing is like but
go on.
I was just going to say the Green thing, I find that more scary than anything else, because I just don't, the policy, I mean, yeah, fine, we need to think about global warming and we need to think about natural resources and renewable energy and all that kind of stuff, but that's not all we need to think about. And I just don't think that their policies on economics are going to be very good. And you know, it's the ultra Green Party politics is like the ultra left wing, isn't it? It's like, you know, it's probably even worse than Jeremy Corbyn, and you know, that's why I left the Labour Party, was because Jeremy Corbyn was the leader. I like his ideals. I've got no problem with Jeremy Corbyn. I just didn't think
he goes a little bit too far, doesn't he?
I didn't think he could lead a country.
No. And I think you know, Labour have fucked themselves up. They've shot themselves in the foot totally. I mean, if they stand any chance of winning the next election, they need a change of leadership. And the only person who could, I think, at this time, could head that government would be Andy Burnham. But he's got no chance now.
He's not got a seat, has he?
No. They've shot themselves in the foot. Everybody fucking hates Keir Starmer. Everyone. No, everyone.
I think he's probably like, I don't know if this might sound a bit controversial, and I don't know. I really want a Labour leader to come up and really, you know, have some old school Labour values, but with some common sense about it. I don't particularly like Keir Starmer, but I certainly prefer him to the Tories.
Yeah. The Tories are done, aren't they? The Tories are fucked.
They're
now,
dead. They're dead, aren't they? I think it's going to be some form of left or right wing group that's gonna potentially be the threat to Labour. I really want Labour to do something. I really want them to go, right, let's have a direction change. Let's really like
They've
yeah.
got to. They've got to. If they wanna, if they've got any chance of making any impact on the next election whatsoever, they've got to change. They've got to change direction. And what they're doing with Keir Starmer is not fucking working, unfortunately.
Oh, that was a big ping. I wonder if that'll be heard on the pod. That's his. It's his microwave noodles that have just gone into the microwave.
I've actually just called the butler.
Yeah.
More
Yeah.
tea?
I would absolutely support you as King Charles, 100%. Yeah. I would absolutely.
I used to get all that when I was little, didn't I? Because my name's Charles. I used to get it all the time.
Yeah, I'd absolutely support the royal family if you were the head honcho there.
Slap
Yeah.
it. Well, you know what? I've got the hairline for it, haven't I?
Yeah, but the politics and stuff. I suppose like all the stuff that we've talked about today has been a little bit doom and gloom, and I think like this is the news, isn't it? I mean,
Yeah.
I do kind of like understand why Joe was obsessed by looking at what price fucking Kit Kats were in Aldi as opposed to, and because it just takes you away from that, doesn't it? And like I do my comedy and my acting and stuff, and it's just to get me away from the reality of what the world is. And I'll tell you, people, what my view on life is. And it's like the only person that can affect my life, and the only person who can affect your life, Charlie's life, or whoever is yourself. And
Yeah.
and you can, so we've got idiots leading the world, haven't we? We've got people that we don't agree with, and we've got people that potentially want to come in. Like I can't think of anything worse than the Green Party winning an election and governing us. I can't think of anything worse. I'd probably rather have reform than the Green Party, being honest, just because I think there'd be more common sense there. And I don't want that at all. I don't want reform in government whatsoever. But they're like all this stuff that's going round in the world, like we've been talking. Like I could be really depressed today because we threw away a game of football yesterday, and I think watching the match, you'd have been expecting me to come on all guns blazing. We've beat Liverpool today,
That's what I thought
it
was
didn't
gonna
happen. Yeah, and that's what I thought was going to happen watching the first half, and then it all didn't happen. And you have to like, I'm not one of these die-hard football fans, but there will be die-hard Forest fans out there that are absolutely devastated today, and it's playing with the mind and the mental health. And like all these things that are going on with the Epstein files, and you know when COVID happened, and all of these things that just keep battering away at you. And I think like we've probably built up a resilience to it because we've like been through it now. So you kind of like, and like the worst people affected in COVID were our kids. Like my kids were really badly affected by COVID, but they don't kind of moan about it. They just crack on. They just get on with their everyday life. And you know, I've had a bit of a bad weekend this weekend, and my head's gone a bit over the weekend, purely because other people, I think, more than anything else. It's not been like I haven't particularly had a bad time of it. I've not had many gigs this year, and I'm hoping I've got a couple of bits this week, and I'm hoping that'll turn my mood. But just like everybody out there, we're through the worst, I think, now. We're nearly at the end of February. The weather's going to start changing. It's already a bit warmer. I didn't need my hat and gloves yesterday at the football, for example. So I think we're on the up. We're on the up now. Do you think, Chaz, with weather and
weather-wise, it's getting a bit warm. I didn't have to wear me woolly hat or me gloves on the school run this morning. Just had me thick jumper on, and a light jacket. So so that was good. A fashion tip.
light jacket. It was yellow, is what you mean.
I've got one of these jackets that I don't want to throw away. I've had it for years, and every year at the end of every winter, I say I'm going to get myself a new coat next year. I got a thick one last year, but I don't like it as much as this other one that I wear. Well, anyway, but
that jacket. If you want to see Charlie's jacket, you watch the Chester special where he's directing. Yeah, where he's moving traffic and pushing cars into car parks and just generally being a helpful soul. Talking of yellow, though, I mean, I mentioned you, Jack. It's not yellow, is it? Talking of yellow, whatever happened to Nick Clegg and the fucking Lib Dems?
No. I mean, what did happen to Nick Clegg? Didn't he? Oh no, that was the other fucking fella, wasn't he?
He's still dead rich, isn't he? But yeah.
Did Nick Clegg go to Meta, or was that the other clown? He was the Tory leader. One of them went
David
to
Cameron?
Yeah, one of them went to the head Meta. Oh yeah.
He must have Nick Clegg, when they did the coalition government, I felt dead sorry for Nick Clegg because I felt that during the election campaign in 2010, he was like the most vibrant, young, new. I'm going to do this. I'm going to change the world. Blah, 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 blah. Here's the ladder to the moon. We're not going to charge students anymore. Blah, 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 blah. And then did you just see him turn into this old, dishevelled, fucked up person? And that's trusting a Tory. That's trusting a Conservative that done that to him. And I hope he's all right now, by the way, because I think Nick Clegg actually he was rich, wasn't he, and stuff. But so he's always going to be all right. But no one deserves that level. He must have got. Every day he'd walk into the office and say what we're doing today, and we're going to do this, are we today, David? And David would go, well, actually, no, we're going to do this instead. And he'd just sink into his chair, and then he'd go well, can't we do this about the student fees? No, actually, today, Nick, what we're going to do is this. And he just kept fucking sinking and sinking and sinking and sinking until there's no more long-legged Cleggy-Weggy anymore. And anyone, write in, tell us where he is, tell us what he's doing, because
yeah, it'd be interesting to know, wouldn't it?
Yeah, and morally, he was a good bloke, wasn't he? Morally, he was a good bloke. What was the name of the guy who was the financial one? Vince. He was a good guy. Yeah, he was a good guy. Yeah, but hey, we're going back. That's 16 years ago now, isn't it?
Yeah. Anyway, moving on swiftly.
Yeah.
Let's get out of politics. Hang on.
Let's get out of it.
Hang on. Here we go.
Even my dog looked up at me then, and I've got headphones on.
And we've got messages from the head.
Excellent. Keep them coming, guys.
Anyway, yeah, so we've had a few emails this week. I've put a few posts out about looking for guests, and we've had loads of inquiries in for people coming on as a guest. So we've got guests fully booked out throughout March, and probably going into April now.
Brilliant.
Which we've got to confirm up over the next couple of weeks. But yeah, so we've got loads of guests coming on, which is good. I put a post out on there about Wetherspoons. Did you see me Wetherspoons post? The hike to the toilet.
I did, mate, yeah. That wasn't a bad Wetherspoons, that one, though.
No, it's in Heswell. Heswell's posh around there. Yeah. So that's where John Barnes lives, Heswell.
Is it?
I do spot him around there now and again.
Good player he was, wasn't he?
Yeah, great player. You gotta. Anyway, I'm not going to get into the back. But anyway, our super fan Kev, he put on the Wetherspoons post. This is another take on Wetherspoons. I've only been in one a few times, but I thought it was all right. It was a day visit, and the food was good and affordable. I approve of them and think people are snobby about them.
I approve of them.
Yeah, well, if Kev approves of them, they've got to be good. Like you're not supposed to be able to have a social life if you can't do it at premium prices for Ponzi beers that each have their own glass. He is funny, our Kev, isn't he?
So I was yesterday, day before. I've not been. My wife turned around to me the other day and said, "Have you been to the gym?" What she means is sauna. Have you been for a sauna? I've been struggling with my back really bad. For those who don't know, I suffer with my back. And I woke up, I screamed in bed the other night. I had a spasm all the way up my back. I think Jane had put a finger up my bum. But anyway, yeah. So, and she said, have you been to the gym, meaning sauna? And I'm like, no, I've not been in 2026. Not been. So I decided to go the other day, and they were talking about Wetherspoons. I was talking to this woman who lives in Stapleford, and she was saying about, she might be listening actually, because she did say she was going to go and have a look. And she was saying that on a Monday, I think it is, she went with her sister and her father, I want to say, to Wetherspoons in Stapleford, and it was £5 for a round.
Of how many? Three?
Three drinks.
That's brilliant, isn't it?
She said her dad had like a pint of Worthingtons or a pint of bitter, whatever it was,
Yeah.
and they had two gin and tonics.
It's
And
mad,
it was
isn't it?
£5. So, you know, if Wetherspoons can do it, if Wetherspoons can, I know the whole ethos is we were looking at getting the guy Joe, when Joe was working with us, we were looking at getting the guy on, weren't we, who runs Wetherspoons?
Yeah, Tim.
Tim, yeah. But we never actually got round to that. It'd be great to have him on. It'd be just an interesting chat. But they obviously buy beer in bulk, don't they? So that's how they manage to get it so cheap. But there's no way that like you can go from 3 drinks costing £5. And I was talking, my plumber came round and fixed that we needed some new taps fitting, so he came and did that.
You should have given me a shout.
I know you'd have done it yourself, mate. I would have given you a shout if I thought you'd have done a good job, but I didn't. Anyway, Frank came round to look at me taps, and he was talking about him and his wife, and there's a bloke called Tony, who's one of his best mates. They go to Wetherspoons, and I think he said generally it's less than £7 for 3 drinks, and that's just on a normal any day. So how do you go from 3 pints, because they all drink pints as well, so it's like bitter or lager, 2 pints of that, and like Hannah, Frank's missus, drinks pints as well. So she'd have been on the dark fruit stuff or whatever it is, like the cidery stuff. Yeah. But anyway, well, each to their own, Charlie. You can have what you want to drink, can't you? But how do you go from getting 3 pints for £7 or £6 or £5 to going £6-7 for 1 pint? Forest, £7 a pint. I don't drink, so I don't really care.
It's just a rip-off. I mean, Wetherspoons have got it down. They got the supply chain cut down. So you're not going to get that with smaller independent pubs, are you? But I'm sure some of these bigger chains can do it. You know?
Yeah.
Sure
do you know what? I say it doesn't really make any difference now because I don't drink, but I love a micro pub.
Yeah.
But they are so expensive, and it's because they even the cans of real ale are very expensive. Like you're looking £4 or £5 for a little can of beer.
Yeah.
I remember I did a gig in one in Sheffield, and I remember going, "Have you got Guinness Zero? I like Guinness Zero." And they were like, "No, but we've got this little stout." And I goes, "Oh, I'll have one of those then." Just like, yeah, whatever. And it was a glass this big, and it was £6.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. But we talk about football. We've talked about football before, and we like the we try and continue the consumerism bit, but it's £3 for a bottle of Coke at the City Ground. I
know, that's just ridiculous. I think like just like a normal bottle of Coke, the small bottles of Coke are like nearly £2 now. Yeah. And you can get 2 litre and a half ones or 2 litre bottles, whatever they are, in a supermarket for £3. It's crazy.
In fact, I think it's more than that because I had a cup of tea. I think cups of tea are £3. I think the pop's more. I think the pop's like £4 for a bottle of Coke Zero.
Yeah, I went to the Co-op Arena, and this is run by the fucking Co-op. The Co-op Arena. It was weird. Oh, fuck! I meant to message them, the bastards. They ripped me off. I just had a flashback.
Get on it, mate.
What happens is you walk into the shop bit, right? And as you go in, you have to tap your card, whatever you're paying with. You go and get whatever you want, and then you walk out. You don't have to fucking queue up for everything. You walk out. That's it. You don't have to go to a till. I don't know how it does it, but that's how it does it. We need to ask your cousin how it works.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it was like £4. It was for a can of Coke, just a normal can of Coke. And that's coming from the co-op, but they charged me £4.50. I meant to fucking email them actually. Yeah, bastard.
It's mad. Yeah, absolutely crazy. I mean, like I say, there was 30,700 people at the City Ground yesterday. So if each and every one of them has one cup of tea,
Yeah,
that's 100 grand in it that they've made. And let's be honest, most people are having 3 or 4 pints at £6.5, £7.
yeah. You go with like 2 or 3 of your mates, aren't you? You'll get around it.
And then you'll have a pie, a bar of chocolate,
Yeah.
a bag of crisps, or some sweets or whatever. God, I mean, they have to pay the wage bill, don't they, of the footballers? So, yeah, maybe if it was women's football, it'd be £1 for a cup of tea. I don't know.
I think that the great thing about Wetherspoons is, we got there about 9 o'clock, I think, last Friday. Just taking the kids last day at half term. Come on, we'll go out for breakfast. And they love it. But they always get pissed off when they realise that they can't have unlimited fucking hot chocolate now. Because you used to be able to get that in the coffee machine. The government's taking it away. So you can only have one sachet now of hot chocolate.
We went to Frankie and Benny's for breakfast. I've been a couple of times over the last couple of weeks. I like Frankie and Benny's. And they used to do, like, with your breakfast, you get unlimited tea and coffee, and they don't do that anymore.
You get tea and coffee, not hot chocolate.
Yeah.
But
Is that because of the sugar content, then?
Yeah.
Is that 'cause
It's the sugar tax thing.
This is Jamie fucking Oliver's fault, isn't it? That cunt's got a lot to be fucking...
Yeah, Essex twat.
Fuck off, you prick! Fuck off!
But anyway...
Lisping fuckwit.
So, so you get into Spoons like 9:30 or whatever, and there's like a group of blokes, all with their pints, older blokes, retired, all with their pints, having a drink. And like... it's like, God, thank God that wasn't like around when I was younger, because I'd have totally been an alcoholic, Because...
I mean, I've got mates who literally like, and they're right. I like a bit of a nicer pub or bar, but like, I've got a mate of mine, Dino, and he won't mind me saying it. We're going to Benidorm in May. They've just got a Wetherspoons at Alicante Airport, and I messaged him straight away going, "You're going to be in your fucking element, mate." Because he was always like, "Let's meet at Wetherspoons. It's my round. I'll get the first round in, and then we'll move somewhere more expensive, and then it'll be your round." And he's like, "But you walk into. I honestly believe that if you were one of these like proper alcoholics, but you'd got no money, all you would need in Wetherspoons is a fucking straw." Because there's that much spilt on the floor and on the tables. Have you ever been into Wetherspoons and gone like, "Oh, we can sit at this table and it doesn't need cleaning or wiping or anything"?
I go to the posh one now, don't I, in Heswell?
Is it quite nice there? But
when you come over,
my heart always drops in Wetherspoons, because it's always like, and this is old hat, it's been done a million times, but like, it's like climbing Mount Everest to go for a wee, isn't it? And I've got a really weak bladder, so if I went out for a few pints, I'd try and hold my piss for at least 5 or 6 pints.
That one, I remember that one in Nottingham is like, it's like in the next building or something, isn't it? It's
yeah. And they're often massive, aren't they? The Standing Order, I think it's called, in Derby. That one's mad because it's like such a long room as well. So if you're right at the top, you've got to walk all the way down to the bottom, and then you've got 2 flights of stairs to go. Because the blokes are always up the top, aren't they? And the women's halfway, so they get it better than us on that front. But it's one of them, isn't it? But it's always bad. But the one in Ilkeston, I'm pretty sure. I mean, you don't want to go there. It's not very nice with my head, but I'm pretty sure the toilets are on one level there. I'm pretty sure they are, but yeah. Anyway, it was a good email, that, Kev. Anyway, thanks, mate.
Yeah. Where was that other one? Ruthin. There's one in Ruthin in North Wales. If you're having a little tour around North Wales when you're over there, one in Ruthin is really nice. Yeah. Used to do like in the food. I love a Welsh cow, which is like a lamb stew, like a Welsh dish, and used to do it in there. And I think they stopped doing it, but it was gorgeous. Anyway, I think we're going to have to wrap up, aren't we?
Yeah. first episode without Joe. Hope you're watching it, Joe. Love you, mate, and hope keep fighting away and doing your videos on TikTok, and we'll see you back on here soon. Thank you everyone for listening. It was a bit of a heavy one, that was. I think there was quite a bit of heavy subjects, and let us know what you think. If you agree with us, let us know. If you disagree with us, we don't give a shit, but let us know anyway. We'll be back soon. There should be this episode out, and there will be a guest episode out as well for you to watch, and lots of more exciting stuff coming on the Patreon as well. Get in touch with us. hello@funnyfarmpod.co.uk. Hit us up on Facebook. We're trying to get above 500 followers, and we're almost there. There's about 30 to go, so hit us up on that. Instagram, TikTok, same again. Follow us, like us, comment, be horrible to us, be nice to us, be our lovers, be our haters, whatever you want to do, but just listen to us.
Yeah. Get the headphones on, look like a twat. Right.
Or shave all your hair off and look like a globe. Anyway, it's been lovely to see you, Charlie. As always, it's like therapy.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
And I can hear you. You're much better in that room. I can hear you perfectly. A little bit too well, if I'm being honest.
Right. Okay. Nice.
Anyway, that's a pod. See you later, guys.
See you guys. Bye bye.